My name is Evan Barlow. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and for me that means I haven't done drugs or alcohol in over 5 years, since February 7th, 2012. So what it was like for me before I got clean versus when I first got clean. Well, before I got clean, for me it was just the typical 14-year-old kid wanting to try everything else that all the other kids are doing, the weed, the alcohol, have fun, go to parties and such. And I always felt different, like I wanted to feel more. I wanted to feel more than everybody else. I wanted to just keep going and get the next high. The weed never was enough. The alcohol wasn't enough. I just had to keep searching. So briefly, it's just like everyone else's story. I got introduced to drugs. I did a lot of drugs. I got hooked on drugs. When I got to McShin was ironically the one that was the cheapest, cost me the least, and did the best work for me because it's peer-to-peer recovery. So when I first got clean, it was really hard to stay clean. I remember it. I still remember it. The longer I stay clean, the longer I go without thinking about it. But I remind myself of what it was like and how hard it was that first year to just not do drugs and not drink. And I never had the experience of getting drunk in a bar. Luckily, I got clean when I was 20. I had to go to meetings. I had to talk to people who were just like me. And I just hung out with the good crowd. Like I didn't soak in my misery. And I didn't, wallow in my own pity. One day at a time, things got better. And it's still one day at a time now. So from there, I went to meetings and worked a very rigorous program of recovery my first year. And I feel more grounded. My mind is so much more clear now than when I was using, because it's able to breathe and thoughts can flow freely. I don't have to succumb to the thought of addiction every day and where am I going to get my next high because that thought is gone. I lost that desire. I started making music, and I know the kind of music that helped me the most was the uplifting music and the real music and the true music and the stuff that's, from the heart. So I wanted to make my music the same way. So I just kept it real in all my songs. And by me releasing those lyrics on a paper and yelling them out, it comes out of me, and it in turn helps other people. But it helps me also because I get those jumbled up thoughts out of my brain and get to release the stories that I want to tell people, but stories you can't just sit down and tell somebody. You have to write it and put it in song form, and then it's there forever, and I can always go back and play that and listen to it. And, I'm living now. I have a life, and anybody who can drink and smoke weed successfully and they still have a life too, that's great. But for me, I can't do it in moderation, and I have no desire to.
My feet into my shoes, and I hit the pavement and chasing after this fame and this name I got's gonna change this game and I will never lose. But I keep my head up cause I fall down and get fed up.